Today's poem is Mending Wall by Robert Frost. Everywhere we chums stroll hereabouts, we're following walls for stretches of the route. Beautiful Cotswold dry stone walls, often sprouting glorious wildflowers or coated in moss and ferns. Predominantly this was sheep country, and the walls that immured the flocks were originally made when labour was relatively cheap. Trees and thieves often breach the walls these days, as does freezing weather, and restoration is a skilled, expensive job. The 20th poem I read in this series was by Frank Mansell, who, in it, asserts his preference for hedging over lifting awkward stone into place in a wall on a bitter day. As Frost inspects his boundary wall with his neighbour, he begins to question the need for walls in places. His neighbour has no doubt, however, that an unbroken wall between them is essential if they're to be good neighbours. His conviction is a mantra passed down through the generations of his family. Something there is that does not like a wall, says Frost, and one wonders what he would have made of the man who loves a wall and believes they keep out drug dealers, criminals and rapists. Over the years this poem has inspired a great deal of debate about whether, far from neighbourliness, the wall builder's siege mindset actually alienates and serves as fuel to misunderstanding. This is another Frost poem requested by Dave Cliff, and I shall make no reference to his indelible English teacher. Mending Wall. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends the frozen groundswell under it, and spills the upper boulders in the sun, and makes gaps even two can pass abreast. The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair, where they have left not one stone on a stone. But they would have the rabbit out of hiding to please the yelping dogs. The gaps, I mean, no one has seen them made or heard them made, but at spring mending time we find them there. I let my neighbour know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to walk the line and set the wall between us once again. We keep the wall between us as we go, to each the boulders that have fallen to each, and some are loaves and some so nearly balls, we have to use a spell to make them balance. Stay where you are until our backs are turned. We wear our fingers rough with handling them. Oh, just another kind of outdoor game, one on a side. It comes to little more. There, where it is we do not need the wall, he is all pine and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines, I tell him. He only says, good fences make good neighbours. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Why do they make good neighbours? Isn't it where there are cows? But here there are no cows. Before I build a wall, I'd ask to know what I was walling in or walling out, and to whom I was like to give offence. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. I could say elves to him, but it's not elves exactly, and I'd rather he said it for himself. I see him there, bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top in each hand, like an old stone savage armed. He moves in darkness, as it seems to me, not of woods only and the shade of trees. He will not go behind his father's saying, and he likes having thought of it so well. He says again, good fences make good neighbours.
In my time of dying, don't want nobody to mourn. All I want for you to do is take this body home. Well, 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 so I can die easy. Well, well, well. Well, 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 so I can die easy. Jesus gonna make up my